Hello. Hello, Jacqueline. Thank you for joining us today. I'm very excited. Can't wait for all your sharings. Would you take a moment and introduce yourself and what you do, please?
Of course. I'm Jacqueline M Kane, Master Energy Healer and Low Back Pain Specialist, and I love helping people get to the root cause of their physical, emotional pain and financial pain so that they can live the life that they came here to live with fun and adventure and opportunities.
Yes, which is beautiful. Stepping into that and doing that. And I personally have did some work with you, and you're so passionate. It comes like from your heart. And you know, just can you explain that passion that you have for what you do?
Well, I think because I know what it's like to live with physical pain, I know what it's like to live with low energy and maybe even some depression, just lack of enthusiasm. And I've lived that life for years and decades, and it wasn't fun. It was depressing and annoying and frustrating. And now that I've learned how to get to the other side in an easy way, right? It doesn't, I hear so many people say it's hard to live the life you want, to manifest the life you want. And it really doesn't have to be hard. It can actually be easy when we release the energies that we're carrying, when we understand our emotions and our triggers and what triggers us, and then heal those wounded parts of ourselves. Then life just flows. We can actually just be who we were meant to be and allow things to show up. And I know people are probably saying it doesn't work that way. And I'm like, it does. It does. I've lived it. My clients are living it. And it's fun.
Yes, and it does really transpire. It does really happen living with that love, ease, and grace, and having a higher consciousness, right? And once you step into exactly what you're talking about, Jacqueline, it can, there's no going back, right? It's just taking that first step.
Yes. Yes.
So,
And sometimes it's scary to
can you?
take that first step.
Yes. Yeah, because it's the unknown, right? And it takes us out of that like comfort zone. And when we're
Yes.
in that comfort zone, right, things feel like, why is things happening to me? Or, just a lot of different things. But when we step out of that comfort zone, right, it's that first step. And then, and it's the unknown, right? It's taking that first step, which fear is there, right? So with
Yes.
energy and healing, can you explain a bit, about that today for us?
Sure. So everything is made of energy, right? We are energy. Everything we eat has energy. The earth, the ground, everything has energy. We are energy. So besides our physical body, we have an energy body, we have an emotional body, we have a spiritual body. All these come into play when we're looking to manifest our dreams, when we're looking to feel better, when we're looking to heal from illness and chronic pain. We have to look at the emotions and the energies underneath the physical pain to understand what's driving the physical pain. Um, and so I'm sorry, I forgot the rest of the question.
What energy healing is, right? And like you're saying, we're all the different bodies and systems are energy, and you like it's going into that, but going into that doesn't mean that it has to be chaotic or going back into layers. It's that love, ease, and grace. We're energy, right? Our souls already know we've did it. It's just tapping into that like we've never tapped into it before. And once we become aware, right, of the different bodies and systems and everything being energy. So, Jacqueline, what was your first experience with like energy healing? Like, how did you end up here?
So, because I'm a massage therapist and I do body work, I've been exposed to a lot of energy types of healing. But it wasn't until I experienced an ancestral energy clearing where it opened my eyes up to a totally new way of healing and understanding who we are and our bodies and what we're able to manifest. So there was one time, it was a few years ago around the holidays, when my sister-in-law had lost her father and her sister. And I knew it was going to be a really hard time for her. And I thought, let's just go away for the holidays. Let's just spend it somewhere else. And I thought, well, let's go to Ireland because my mother-in-law is from Ireland. Let's just go there. And for some reason, my in-laws did not want to go. They were so insistent they were not going. So I said, okay, we're not going to go. And a few months later, I was at a conference with one of my coaches at that time, and he took us through this ancestral energy clearing. And I didn't actually feel or become aware of anything in the moment, but immediately when he finished, a few of us had gotten up, walked across the hall, and we were, of course, using the restroom. And my phone started buzzing. And my first text was from my son, who said he found a home for all 13 of us when we go to Ireland. And I said, honey, that's really nice, but we're not going. And so my second text was from my husband, who said his parents changed their mind. We're all going. We're looking at flights. Now, I don't believe in coincidences, but this was something I had to pay attention to. What was it that cleared the disappointment, the frustration, whatever it was in my in-laws and the whole family to all of a sudden change their mind about this trip?
Yes.
And I have to tell you that that trip was the most amazing trip. There were 13 family members traveling in a foreign country for most of them, for like, I forget how long it was, like 10 days. And it was amazing. It was magical. And they still talk about it. So I really started looking into what is ancestral energy. And what I discovered was that ancestral energy is the unresolved emotional issues of your ancestors. So everything that they experienced with their health, their wealth, their relationships, and their own personal power, you inherit. You take that on without even knowing. And then you live your life thinking it's your life, but really you're acting out their life. It's a continuation of their life. You are not you because you still have that. You're still carrying the heaviness that they went through. And most of our ancestors have lived through wars and famine and depression. They've had it really, really tough. And I'm not saying that we haven't had it tough, but all of it combined, right? Every generation, it snowballs. It gets worse until we clear it. And then you end up 2023, and I don't think we're getting any healthier, right? There's more rare diseases showing up. There's famine, there's abuse, there's all kinds of things that are still happening. We haven't shifted any of that, right?
Yes. So with that ancestral healing, would you say, from what you were just sharing, that it is, healing generations and generations of things, or if we're not at the stage of healing that, then we've been carrying on beliefs that aren't even ours, right? And it's just kind of, in our bodies and systems, possibly in the DNA. So,
Yeah.
going in and like taking your power back and feeling empowered. And that is a
Yeah.
beautiful, surreal experience that you shared so openly with us. And that was
Yeah.
changing, and a transition that happened with your family. And right afterwards, right? How magical.
And you are so
Oh,
right, Sunshine. It does. When we clear the energy, we are shifting the path for our future generations.
yes.
And we're releasing the ones that came before us because they're still struggling.
Yes.
They're still holding
Yes.
on to
And
that.
helping them heal. Yes.
Yes. And freeing
Yes.
them. When you do the process to clear it, you're freeing them and you're freeing yourself, and you're making it easy for the futures going forward, your future
Yes.
generations going forward. Which, as a mom, I want to make it easier for my kids and my grandkids,
Yes.
right?
Oh, definitely. For sure. For sure. And yourself, right? And,
Yes.
we're here having a human experience, and, let's make it as easy and loving and simple as we can. So when we
Absolutely.
talk about, you've been sharing about energy clearing and energy healing. Do you just want to mention a little bit, like, what does that mean to you? And I do have a question, like, why, some people, maybe some heal faster than others. Could you explain that to us, Jacqueline?
Yeah. And so we all have those people, right?
Mm,
Who maybe they've have low back problems and they try one doctor after another. They go through one surgery, physical therapy, shots, injections, and it doesn't work. They're still in pain. Some people for like decades later, right? They're still in pain. And I believe that that's a red flag to say you may be having ancestral energy impacting you. That's what you're carrying.
mm,
So it's going to be harder for you to find the right doctor who's going to then give you the right surgery or the right medication or the right prescription to get you out of pain, right? Um, if we look at the financial aspects of ancestral energy, those ancestors who maybe they went bankrupt, maybe they tried to
mm,
get to the next level of income and get their business out there, and it just wasn't working. All these things are red flags that you have a lot of ancestral energy that you may be carrying, right? That's keeping you in this cycle of not moving forward. It's this cycle of lack and limitation and struggle and hardship. And it really doesn't have to be that way. Once you understand it, that maybe you're carrying your mom's guilt. Maybe you're carrying all that financial burden, right? And it's impacting your neck and your shoulders, and it feels so heavy. Or those
mm,
families that have all they say is, well, we have heart disease in our family. That's how it is.
mm.
And it's like this written in stone that you can't change it, right?
Mm.
And I'm letting you know you can change it because I've
Yes.
changed it. My clients are changing it. And oh my God, the freedom that comes from it, the excitement, the enthusiasm. There's just so much energy, so much, you're open to so much possibilities of what's possible.
Yeah.
You are hopeful for the future.
Mm. And it's so beautiful that you're bringing that to our awareness, because a lot of us can be in that conditioned self, right? Or that comfort zone, and have pain and try different things. And then we go more into that conditioned self, like, blaming ourselves, right? That we're not doing things correctly, or whatever our thoughts might be around that. And we can do very intrusive procedures on ourselves that are hard, right? And take a long time to physically heal. And with the medical system, like you said, finding the right doctor or the right procedure and stuff. But anything to do with energy and energy healing, we all have that within. And ancestral stuff, bringing that up into our awareness, knowing that we've carried things that aren't even ours, and
Mm,
that we can make the choices to go and explore and clear that out with the love, ease, and grace. It's so different than just focusing on that physical body, right? So if somebody was to ask you, I know you have shared a little bit, but with energy healing, right? Does it actually work? And to me, until we try something and step into it and fully commit to it, that is like that conditioned self saying, hey, no, I don't want change. Um, so what would you say that if somebody asked you, does it actually work?
Well, you can just check all of the Google reviews and the video testimonials that clients are having. I'm not making them say those things, but
Yeah.
yes, it does work. One, because I've experienced it, and all the other people who are just showing me time after time of what's possible. So, for example, one client was having low back pain, and after an ancestral clearing, it was gone and it never came back. Other people, very quickly, once we start working with energy, things start shifting. So for one person, she ended up receiving a large amount of income from work. She received a bonus that helped her. She was a single mom that really helped her take care of her and her child. And that's not just one client. Most people, when they experience ancestral clearing, because it is energy, we're opening up the money channels, the abundance channels. So there's so much more ease and flow, because who wouldn't like some more money to flow in, right? Without really having to work or to do something. It just shows up.
Yes. Yes. And your work that you do is like so unique, right? Do you want to talk a little bit about how unique it is and what people like experience that way? Like the ancestral, yeah, clearing energy work, the ancestral work. Like I know when you're talking, we can carry for our whole lifetime here, say, a dominant feeling that says fear-based, right? And we don't recognize that came from, like, our parents and then went down from that, or that we're even living from that fear-based belief that was just inherited all our lives. So the work that you do is so unique, Jacqueline.
Yeah, it is. And there may be some people who are skeptic that it could work for them, or they doubt. And I totally understand. I get a lot of skeptics, but the minute they start experiencing it and seeing the results, then they're hooked. And a lot of this stuff isn't being talked about, right? We're so conditioned to take a pill. We're conditioned
It's an
to
easy fix, people think,
sometimes,
right?
sometimes, but sometimes those medications and prescriptions have side effects,
Oh,
right?
yes.
That they cause
And lead
new
to other
problems,
medications.
right?
Yes.
So sometimes it's not really an easy fix, right? And so many people also try to find something that is on their insurance. It's covered by insurance, right? I know when I was trying to heal my kids with different things, I looked outside because the regular physicians weren't enough, right? So you have to tune into what is right for you. And if you've been living with physical pain for years, decades, I have one client who has been in physical pain for like 50 years. That's a long time, right? How long are you going to put up with that before you try something else, before you're open? And it's our beliefs. If you truly believe that you need a doctor to heal, then I hope you find the right doctor who's going to help you get out of pain faster, right? But when they say it's going to take you a long time to recover, do you want it to take you a long time to recover, or do you want it to be fast and easy? There's both options. And yes, for some reason, some people need a longer time to heal. But for the majority, if you find the right aligned therapies and techniques, healing happens fast. And I'm talking moments, right? Sometimes minutes. Some people come in for a massage, and if you do the right kind of massage for their low back pain, they could have 70% less pain when they get off the table, right? And over time, clients have said that they've had days where there's no pain. When you're in pain for 50 years, having one day of no pain feels amazing. So if you're out there listening and you've been in physical pain, or you're living with autoimmune issues, if you're living with shoulder pain, if you're living with financial troubles, emotional stress, please reach out. You could start your healing journey tomorrow,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And in 3 months, be in a completely different place. Completely different.
Wouldn't that be, yes, beautiful and amazing? It would be.
Right? There are times when
Yes, it would
you
be.
have to say yes. You have to feel the fear and say a yes and do it anyway. Fear is not a reason not to do it. Fear could be, oh my God, I could really feel better. And then maybe I could really go on vacation. Maybe I could really enjoy playing with my kids at the beach on the ground with them,
Yes.
right? And going and running again, walking again, hiking again, right? What would that be like if everybody started healing?
Could be a little bit of flavor of heaven on earth here, Jacqueline, for sure.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
it's just being, stepping out of that fear, or recognizing, and being open, and to, doing the work. Everything comes from the inside and then out, right? And then comes back
Yes.
from generations and generations. So I'm really excited, and thank you for your sharing. You have a workshop coming up. Please tell us about what people can expect and experience.
Yes. So the workshop is on Friday the 14th at noon. And I'm going to take you through an ancestral energy clearing. And then if we have time, and depending on who's there, we'll probably even do some inner child healing to get you started on your journey to creating the life you desire. Pain-free, energized, abundant, filled with ease and flow. I really do hope to see you there. You can get information about that in our Facebook community. Sunshine is one of the authors and one of the practitioners in the Energy Medicine Solution book, which I co-led. And it's been my goal to make this book bring it to life, right? So that we can bring more of these amazing healers in front of so many people. So we've created a workshop series. So for 13 weeks, you get to experience the knowledge and the processes that each one of these authors will be able to deliver, so that in 13 weeks, who knows what's possible? You're going to feel better. You're going to enjoy greater wealth. You're going to enjoy greater relationships, and your life will completely turn around. So my workshop, yes, starts off April 14th, Friday at noon. The registration I will leave in the comments, and I would so love to have you there.
Yes, beautiful. I know that I've registered and I'll be there. So I'm looking forward to it. And just you speaking about it, like I have goosebumps. I can feel them all through me. So I know that you mentioned earlier, you were talking about lower back pain. Sorry to bring you back to this, but like with women and their health, and when they're experiencing, because a lot of us do, right? Birthing, just different things, and always have that. And we go into fully accepting that. But how does, like, say, for example, ancestral and energy really, like, release that? Right? I just thought of that now.
Yeah, great question. This is where,
Mm-hmm.
so first of all, let's just focus on, let's use low back pain as an example, right? Low back
Mm-hmm.
pain has to do with support. As an individual, how supported do you feel in life, at your job, in your family, with your friends and relationships? So that's where it starts. And I love Louise Hay's books, You Can Heal Your Life. In the back of her book, she channeled every ailment and the emotional component associated with that. So when I work with somebody who has low back pain, that's the next area I start is, how does it make you feel? And we talk about the emotions underneath it, which is, can sometimes be frustrated that they're doing everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? As human individuals, as moms and as women, because I work with a lot of women, we do a lot for so many people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And over time, we kind of get upset that nobody's helping.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that we're so
Yes.
strong that we just do everything. Sometimes we'll say it's easier if I just do it. That's faster than telling you what to do, right? Whatever the reasoning is, whatever the belief is. But when we're so strong as an individual and we push everybody away, there's a little bit of anger and resentment underneath that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the
Yes.
physical body carries the heaviness of me having to do everything. And over time,
Mm-hmm.
creating beliefs that there is nobody, there is no support,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yes.
then that
Yeah.
belief becomes real,
Mm-hmm.
and the physical
Mm-hmm.
body really makes it bigger. And it's really trying to just to get our attention, to just ask for help. Just
Yes.
start by asking for
Mm-hmm.
help, and then say thank you when they did it, no matter how they did it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like it's when we have the physical pain, it's like a gift, right? From our
Yes.
bodies and systems, kind of, sometimes really yelling loud, but like this isn't working, right? We need
Yes.
to do something else here. So
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing that. I just thought of that. I know I had a friend that just recently had a baby. So yeah, that
Mm.
lower back and everything, right? So thank you. And I'm very, very excited about your workshop. And I just want to recap a little bit with the ancestral healing, right? On just what, say, 4 areas does it really impact?
So it really does impact your health, your wealth,
Mm-hmm.
your relationships, and your personal power, your ability to set good, healthy boundaries and to speak up for yourself and to
Mm-hmm.
ask for your
Yeah.
needs, right? To say, hey, I really need
Mm-hmm.
help. I really need this.
Yeah.
Can somebody help me?
Mm-hmm.
And then say no
Yes.
when you've done enough helping and enough giving and you need a break.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When you can do
Yes. And
that,
giving to
you are a,
ourselves. Mm-hmm.
yes, when you put the oxygen mask on
Yeah.
yourself and in your relationship say, this is who I am, in a very powerful,
Mm-hmm.
conscious way, you give other people the permission to do the same.
Yes, we can't only change ourselves, we can't change others. But as we change ourselves and clear out what you're talking about, then that has a ripple effect, right, for everybody else around us. So
Sure
thank
does.
you for sharing, right, the impacts that it has. And I know that earlier, just to recap, you had talked about some red flags, right? Why our bodies show us, and the ancestor. What an opportunity for people to work with you with this upcoming workshop, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yes, can you share again, like what some red flags would be? How do you know this is like for you, right?
Yes. So this
Mm-hmm.
workshop is for you if you're living with pain, whether it's chronic
Mm-hmm.
or it's recent, but you just can't get rid of it. Whether you're living with autoimmune illnesses and you've lived them for years and decades and you want a new approach to it.
Mm-hmm.
This is for you if you're tired of struggling financially. You keep trying to you go for a new job position and you don't get it, or you have your own business and you're just not making the impact. This is for you. This will
Mm-hmm.
change it. If you attract just the wrong people and you have toxic relationships and you want to say,
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with that. I want
Mm-hmm.
healthy relationships, people who love me and I enjoy them. This is for you. And if you are a people pleaser and you want to stop that and live your life where there's this nice, easy flow, this workshop's for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful. So exciting. And it's coming up fast.
Yes.
So, yes. Well, thank you for taking the time with us today. And I just want to clarify and recap again. You know, thank you for doing the collective and getting everybody together for the energy medicine solution book, and then having an intention too far beyond that on doing this workshop series and having people be able to experience, right, everybody's unique gifts and tools. And once you start and step into these new learnings, which we're continuing always doing, then it's stuff that you can take with you and do
Mhm.
on yourself as you bring in this awareness. So just to recap, I know you're putting in the comments something down below, but how would people register for your workshop, Jacqueline?
Yes, so hopefully I did leave in the comments the registration link. You can also reach out to me at Jacqueline at JacquelineMKane.com. And in our Facebook community, it's the Energy Medicine Solution Community. That's where all the workshops will be listed. And you will get to meet each of the authors and each of the presenters.
Okay, so people could just request to join.
Yes. And there'll be
Yes.
registration links for all of them.
Okay. All right then. Well, thank you. And then, can you talk about we're doing this workshop series, and then in the future, what is coming, Jacqueline?
We are very excited that in the fall, we are creating a retreat. It will be a 3-day retreat where people will be able to experience all of these healing modalities. You will
Mm-hmm.
come into the retreat maybe feeling tired, maybe feeling some back pain, and I promise you will leave feeling less pain, energized, and so refreshed and renewed to enjoy the holidays and be ready for the next year.
Yes. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yes, and just for the workshop series and then for a retreat coming, right? Like, look at all those healing modalities. Look at all those
Mm,
tools that you'll be able to put into a toolbox
that's
and
right.
bring out whenever we're going through a transition or whenever our physical, emotional, or mental, bodies are experiencing things, right? So,
Mhm.
woohoo, very exciting. Well, thank you, Jacqueline, for taking the time and being with us here today. And I'm very excited about your workshop coming up and everybody
Thank
else's
you.
workshop coming up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sending you lots of love and have a wonderful day.
Bye.